Dude, this week, man, the bullshit really piled up, man. I am so, you know what really grinds my gears? I am so sick of the PvP bugs. Blizzard, fix your damn game. Seriously. How many weeks are we into the arena season? And bleeds don't get affected by resilience. You know how broken that is? Dots don't get affected by resilience. Do you know how ridiculously hard it is as a, like, I'm adding difficulty on myself, right? I'm playing as a prot warrior. You know, God bless Jamin, dude. God bless Jamin for putting up with this. I know why this shit is happening. I have a theory on how they handle problems at Blizzard, and I think I know why at the end of every season or end of every expansion things get better. I think I know why. I think there's two development teams at Blizzard. There's one team at Blizzard that is fully focused on programming the game, okay? And maybe there's a side team that like can't program, but they use editors and they can create stuff in the database, and they try to solve problems without bothering the programmers. And I think what happens is the programmers are tasked with creating the next set of content, and they cannot stop working on the next set of content until they're done it. Okay, because the money is dependent on that next set of content. It could be Dragonflight, it could be the next phase of Classic, whatever it is, they are 100% focused on that problem. So if a bug happens that is serious enough, it has to be so serious that they have no choice but to pull resources from the next set of content back to fix the bug. And so how do you deem a bug that serious? I think that's the problem in the game. I think that their system for deeming a bug serious enough to pull people off of the next version of content is not hot, it's not strong enough. But to shut down servers for 12 hours for a fix, there must be something really serious going on for that to happen. I believe it's something to do with like either PC problems or like people being able to hijack your computer or like whatever. No doubt about it. It's not a full team. Yeah, and so what happens is if a bug is serious enough, they have to call for help. But none of the bugs currently in the game that they're working on that I can see are being deemed serious enough. So what does that tell you? Bleeds and dots not being affected by resilience is not a high enough bug. It's not a high, oh good, I need the other one. It's not a high enough priority to like delay anything, right? And so why would I want to play a game where the thing that I love the most about it is not the highest priority on their list? How many are we gonna have to wait till the next major patch to fix it? That's my complaint, and that just got me in a bad mood yesterday. Just thinking about that and realizing that you know, Classic really just isn't that high on their list of priorities. Like they're doing their best. The programmers, I'm sure, are working their ass off, and I bet you there are programmers on their team who love the game. I could see this happening. Who love the game, and they might even put in hours where they're not even being paid to try and fix some of the bugs. Like they might put in unpaid overtime to try and help out because they love the game. I absolutely could see that happening. Yeah, usually, yeah, exactly. You have to test them. That's such a good point, Court. You're so right. So what if the procedure for testing the bugs is really slow? And so even though they've identified something as a high priority bug, it's not deemed so high priority that they have to shut the game down, right? Like right now they're shutting the game down. There's something seriously wrong in retail. It could be a bug, it could be an exploit, it could be a security issue. You don't know what it is. They're not going to tell you because it helps adversaries, right? So you're just never going to know unless it's something like they can tell you. But what if the procedure for testing only happens once a patch? What if they gather up all the bug fixes that were deemed, you know, less than critical, and they go through and they shotgun test them all at the end of like a patch cycle. And then the ones that are approved get put in, and the ones that don't, maybe they have like a week grace period to try again. You know, something. I don't think they have a good, agile enough system, and I think there's too much pressure on them to get the next set of content done. That's what I think the problems are. What do you guys think? They're more concerned about DF because it's out in a month. I think you're right. And their new expansion, so yeah, they aren't worried about a pre-released expansion. Exactly. I think you're absolutely right. And it's not like that they don't care. I actually think they care greatly. I'll break from other people in that. But I believe they are handicapped by their procedures, by their corporatization. And from someone who's been in the corporate world, I can probably tell you what happens. I can probably point out all the stuff I've seen in my own job and be like, yeah, they're probably experiencing the same thing. Timeline fixing bugs, even with a big team, would be at least 1 week, and that's being nice also. Yeah, they have had 24-hour turnarounds, but I have a theory that that's a separate team. I believe there's a small group of people that are dedicated to Classic, and they aren't necessarily programmers. They might even be manager level that are fixing those, and they're doing it with creative things. Like the fix for the Undercity bug was not a fix. They put a NPC in the game that lets you skip the content. That could have been done with like triggers and maybe editors that already exist in the game that don't require you to have any programming experience. I believe the trick is that they have to avoid pulling in programmers because that affects stockholder numbers. That affects launch times when you pull programmers back that are desperately trying to complete content for the next release. So I believe that they have we'll call them the B squad of non-programmers who try to fix things.